harmonize, yeah. You don't wanna miss it. Got that dope as guess we kick it. Stay lit like the night before Christmas. Tony and Duke, best in the business. Watch him get it. Go to YouTube, search IBNX Radio, the Litt Netwrk. Entertainment guarantee. Have you laughing to ya? Because we lit. That right, we lit. You know we lit. We lit, we lit, we lit. Tony and Duke stay lit. Turn it up, they lit. Start the show, they lit.
All right. We back. This is Duke. That's Doom.
It's your girl, Toni Dominique. Hey, lovers and losers. How y'all doing out there? Happy MLK Day.
Happy MLK. Happy MLK. How y'all feeling today? We appreciate everybody who's tuned in. What you call him? Why you gotta call him a lover and a loser? Huh?
I explained that when Kelly Kells was here because someone's on the side of loving and there's people out there who are losing, and I don't want to, exclude anybody. I want to include everybody, whether you're loving or losing. Hey, what's up? How you doing?
All right. Well, all right. Y'all hear it. Lovers and losers.
Yeah, that's, what I'm saying? Everybody is not on the ups and up. Everybody's not on the down and down. So everybody out there, whether you winning or losing, what's up?
What's up?
That's all.
That's it?
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
That's it.
How was your day?
Oh, my day was great.
How was your weekend?
My weekend was great. I had a good weekend, worked and got some rest Saturday after I left the shop. Was able to go home. And it was unintentional, you know what I'm saying? Because I really wasn't trying to get some sleep early. Some early shut-eye. I just happened to fall asleep on the sofa, but it was good because I woke up like ready, for the world, and it's always good when you get the right amount of sleep.
Okay, so now today started at midnight. Your 3-day water fast.
Yes.
Let the people know what you got going on. So if you start getting cranky, they know why.
Yeah, I mean, a good friend of mine, comedian Big Play Ray. He did I think a 6-day fast some months before. He kind of said he was gonna crank it back up, to kick the new year off. And he's, when he presented it to me, it was over the weekend, and he was like, "Hey, man,
I didn't find any appointments between Saturday and
Siri wanted to join in.
Okay, Siri. So, when he kicked it off, he said he was gonna kick it off this weekend or whatever. Over the weekend, he told me he was going to kick it off the top of the week today. And, so he asked me if I wanted to be a part of it. So, right now, I just feel like this is a good time to implement something like this. I've had other forms of discipline. Jesus. I've had other forms of discipline, like I refrained from eating meat and did pescatarian for about 10 months. I did vegetarian vegetarian is when you eat no meat, but you still consume animal products because that's vegan. So I did vegetarian. I did that for about 3 months. So I did, just different other disciplines to kind of, to see if I can, stay away from something and refrain from eating something and consuming something. So it's like, hey, you know what? I never did a water fast. I looked it up, and it just doesn't seem too impossible. And, I like to take a challenge. So when he asked me to be a part of it, I say no problem. Shout out to Camilla Davis, Derek Hurley. These are other comedians in the Atlanta area. They're also partnering up with us. There's about 15 different people because he's been posting it and promoting it to other people, seeing if they want to be a part of it. And a few other people jumped on. So, it's been pretty cool. I haven't eaten since about, I was watching my team lose, towards the end of the game. And shout out to the Saints. We couldn't make it through.
So about 10 o'clock on...
I'll say about 9, 10 Sunday. That was the last little bit of food that I consumed. So, 12:01 tonight would be 24 hours straight. I didn't eat anything. And...
So you ate something at 12?
No, I'm saying that was yesterday night.
So like
last
12
night.
One makes the next day.
Yes, that's to be 24 hours. I didn't eat anything. I didn't consume anything.
I feel like it's over 25 hours if you say you didn't consume.
Well, yeah, it was. Yeah. So like tonight, you know, around this time in the next hour, that would be 24 hours legit. But I didn't really register the fast until 12:01.
Okay.
So, you know, yeah, the next hour, that'll be legit 24 hours since I ate something to that hour. But 12:01 is kind of like the official time clock when, it, you know, that makes it 24 hours when I actually initially said, hey, I'm starting to fast.
Okay.
So it's been pretty cool. I can say.
How do you feel so far?
I feel cool. I feel good. I normally don't eat a lot throughout the day. I do like a little snacking, but I might eat once or twice. Sometimes I'll switch up and do like a smoothie in the morning, you know, and then I eat around 3 or something like that. But if I don't eat anything in the morning time, then I eat around noon, early noon, you know, about between 11 and 1. And then I may eat 7, 8 o'clock that night before doing comedy or before I come to do this show here. So, you know, I mean, I don't really feel the whole, oh, you're going to have headaches, you know, the things that people were saying, you're going to be using the restroom a lot.
I don't think that first day is not, usually like when I do a fast, that first day is not really, like besides mentally making sure that you're not doing like, I think before we start the show, you was like things out of habit. Right. That first day is not when your body is like, oh, okay, whatever, because you got a lot stored up already. It's like second and third day when it's like, okay, is this a thing? Ah, no.
Yeah, tomorrow I think it's probably get a little tougher, you know, but it is what it is. Wednesday, my daughter's birthday, you know, thank you. She'll be 7, and I'm going to take her to go get something to eat, you know, and I think that's going to be the taxing part.
Because you're not going to be able to eat with her?
Right. I won't be able to eat with her.
She's going to be looking at you like, why are you not eating?
But then I have an opportunity. That's a great educational moment, you know, just to let her know, hey, Daddy is fasting. What's fasting? This is what fasting is. You can fast in many different ways. And, you know, we can have that whole bonding and that whole educational moment, you know. So my mom will be here. I'll go pick her up tomorrow morning from the airport. So she'll be able to kick it with us for our birthday. And, you know, now I definitely had to break the fast. And Mom was like, yo, son, I'm going to cook you this whoop-de-whoop this weekend. I was like, yeah, but you fasting, right, son? Woman, shut your mouth. Okay, when you come, I'm eating.
So if she come on Wednesday and cook it up?
I won't be eating. No, it's cool.
Well, I mean, it's only 3 days, right? So you'll be done by the time she get ready and settled to cook.
Yeah, but I mean, when I get her tomorrow. She goes back. Her flight is, I think, 10 o'clock Monday morning.
Okay.
So, yeah, she'll be here for, you know, what is that? A little less than 7 days, 6 days.
All right. Man, like good time with your mama.
Oh, yeah. Shout out to all the mothers out there. You know, mothers are awesome. You know what I'm saying? Mothers are awesome. Shout out to the dads, too, you know. Get your dad something a little bit more than something that says he needs to labor for his gift, okay, for Father's Day when it comes around this year for the 2021.
Well, we're not going to drag this any longer. We're going to go ahead and move into the first song of the evening. We played it last week, but we're going to play it again because he just dropped the actual song on all platforms this Friday. So if y'all didn't know, following Ashton Martin, he dropped Growth 4 this past Friday. Video, everything has landed out there. So make sure y'all tap in and listen to it again. This is Ashton Martin, Growth.
We lit!
That's the real problem. The harder I grind, the more I can. That's how they feel about it. I'm still about it. Even if I got to bless your homie, been through the test. The reason why I got a testimony. Eminem, the many men, I used to lose myself. Open my eyes and realize I ain't gotta prove myself to nobody. I'm my own man, who myself, depending on God, not meant for me to move myself. Maneuver through the traps, trying not to fall in them. You can't be a big dog inside a small kennel. Animal catchers be the law, they got my dogs in them. I think some of them went too far, trying to be authentic. Come from the bottom, it's only one way to go. Will I fall or fall, you never know. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Open your eyes, you're about to witness this growth. Come from the bottom, it's only one way to go. Will I ball or fall, you never know. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Open your eyes, you're about to witness this growth. Got 'em learning they lesson slow, trying to fit in like they stretching clothes. We ain't going tick-tack-a-toe, I'm trying to exit. Trapped inside my mind, sometimes I'm trying to find an exit. Trapped inside my ground, sometimes if I'm distant, they let me know. 3 funerals 1 year, I'm exhausted just to say the least. Tired of being tired, I'm even tired of saying R.I.P. We all gotta walk that line. When it's time, I hope my mind in peace. Questions for us I'm just grown now. Remember when I barely knew the world outside my hometown. Went overseas and had them thinking that we own now. Never forfeit, I'm an orchid. I just blossom on my own time. Come from the bottom, it's only one way to go. Will I fall or fall? You never knew. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Open your eyes, you're about to witness this growth. Come from the bottom, it's only one way to go. Will I ball or fall? You never knew. Just sit back, relax, enjoy the show. Open your eyes, you're about to witness this growth. I took all of the funds I was gonna put up in my mouth. They put it on my credit just to put up on the house. Had nightmares like Freddy of them running in and out. I woke up to some Fetty and forgot all about it. Start reaching out to people to see who would hit me first. Ever since I did that, dog, I ain't heard a word. Top 10 up in my city, I'm one of the key fellas. Shit wanna be like me, I told him he should be better. That's gross.
Hey, what's up? This your girl Queen Quinn from the new show called Next Now Presents Next Up. We'll be bringing you segments like Questions from the 8 and Street Dreamer. Be sure to tune in Saturdays at 5 p.m. on Next 100 and Next 101, where we treat indies like majors. Powered by IBNX Radio Network.
If there's something hot to talk about, whatever it is, you know that we gon' put it out here on Tony's Hot Tea Topics. Tony's Hot Tea Topics tonight.
All right. Lovers and losers, what is up? What is going on? How you doing? How you feeling? How's your day? You know, there's so much going on in the world, and this is that time where we pop in on the mainstream media folks. You know what I'm saying? We keep it underground, so every now and then we like to pop up and see what's going on out in the good. Oh, aggressive. The good world.
Pardon me.
Wow, wait.
Phone drop.
Duke over here being aggressive. Now let me stop. But first of all, like we said this morning, happy MLK Day.
Happy Martin Luther King Day.
Martin Luther King had a dream, and today we are celebrating that dream. I think we got a long way to go, but I see a lot of changes happening, so congratulations.
Before you get into that, what's one of your dreams? Are you living out your dream, or do you still have a childhood dream that you're aiming for? Or, you know, what's one of your dreams?
I mean, one of my dreams was acting, and I would say I'm headed in a good direction with that. So
that's what's up.
I think I've headed in some of the dreams that I wanted to accomplish, one by one, slowly by slowly, surely by surely. You know what I'm saying? Delayed never means
Shirley.
Yes, slowly but surely.
Shirley. Not surely.
Not surely.
But surely. Okay. So that's almost like
it's regional.
That's almost like Burl. Like we say down in New Orleans. Oh, you coming to the seafood Burl?
Yes.
You know what I'm saying? Call Earl.
Yes. First of all, don't do me like that.
I got
Anyway. Also on the Tony's Hot Tea topic, guess what, everybody? This Thursday is Duke's birthday. And, you know, I always have to do something just a little tiny bit. So I got him a very tiny gift, like tiny, y'all. Like, it wasn't nothing super big. So
that's awesome.
Happy future birthday, because we're not doing the show on Thursday. So what better than to get you a gift for today? You know what I'm saying? Celebrate early. Be on early.
All right. Okay.
You look people what you got over there, dude, because you just all smiling, you know.
Let's see. It's pretty cool. I like the colors, the black and gold. That's pretty cool. Okay. It's a cake.
He looked confused. He was like, I don't know what it is yet. I don't know how excited I'm supposed to be.
I felt the fabric, so I didn't know if it was a jacket, a cape, or apron. So, yeah, shout out. Boom. That's nice right there. Good stuff.
All right.
The best co-host in the world.
So.
Thank you.
Happy birthday, future. Also, moving along on the Tony Hot Tea topic, well, we're going to let Duke get all this crinkle. All right. So, y'all, make sure y'all show Duke some love for his birthday on Thursday. Cash App, $, Duke Dezoon. Y'all know how to spell the
That's
name.
DUKEDESDUNES. Let's get that clear. That's DUKEDESDUNES.
Well, if you didn't know how, he has spelled it for you. But if you follow him on all his social media platforms, you should know how to go ahead and copy paste, add the $. But moving along, update on Dr. Dre. He is back in the lab with a pen and a pad. You know what I'm saying? In case y'all did not know, he said, "Little brain aneurysm ain't stopping me." So he is out of the hospital and back in doing the work, feeling good. You know what I'm saying? So shout out to Dr. Dre. Hope she continues to heal. You know what I'm saying? Hopefully, you know, things will progress. And I love seeing people deal with something and then get over it and, you know, continue on the path that they were destined to do. He's going through a lot. You know what I'm saying? And to see him seem like he just taking the blows and keep moving, that's a good thing. So Dr. Dre, keep going forward.
Yeah, see, I'm getting all hurt and
Right,
I'm doing the same
thing.
That's terrible. You're a horrible person, sir.
It's gonna be okay. We're gonna
yeah. So, yeah, right.
I don't even know what that's all about. But anyway.
Well, I was about to tap into something. I was like, nah, wait.
But anyway, next on the list, Wendy Williams has words for her brother. So her brother Tommy came for her, saying, you know, he didn't understand how Wendy Williams could not come to their mother's funeral and what type of person would do that. And Wendy Williams said, you know what? You are just my brother. Period. That's it. It don't go no higher than that. It is not up for you to decide what I do and don't do. But the fans, you know, seemingly supporting Wendy, you know what I'm saying? They're, you know, advising, like, no, sometimes people can't deal with funerals. Funerals is a hard thing, especially if it's your mother, something, you know, someone super close to you. So Wendy Williams say, Tommy, mind the business that pays you.
Tommy.
Mind the business that pays you, Tommy. She said, because you don't want her to put you on blast. She got receipts. So if y'all want to see that commentary on Wendy Williams, you know, Wendy Williams is the gossip queen. So she probably do got receipts. So Tommy, you know, she done known you since she was a child.
Tommy.
You might want to leave Wendy Williams alone. She got a big platform to just be out here doing mess. So leave your sister alone. You know, when it's family, we don't always play fair. So leave Wendy alone.
Yeah, please do. Please do. Don't go messing with your brother.
Leave Wendy alone.
Leave your brother alone, man. Tommy, leave Wendy alone. Don't do it like that. You already know he's dealing with a lot.
Leave her alone.
I'm just saying, have you not seen the beach pictures of Wendell? He'd have did better being one of the bros.
I'm not going to mess with you because Wendy is not coming for me, okay?
I'm just saying, listen, man. Listen, Wendell, what Wendell going to do to us? You know what I'm saying? What Wendell going to do? I mean, you know, this ain't this some of what Wendell did, right? Right? He was radio, right? You know, stir the pot up a little bit, right? That's what he did. So, you know. These are just jokes. I don't really think that, you know, she's a guy, but she got a strong jawline and she could palm a basketball, okay? And she wear 11 and a half in men, okay? Now, I don't know. I'm just saying. She got a drop arch on both of them. She flat-footed. I mean, you know what I'm saying? Have you ever seen her knees bow in when she tried to walk in heels? That lets you know her body really wasn't built for heels, okay? I'm just saying. You know, no knock to Wendell, Wendy, whatever, with either one of them, you know. Much love to both of them.
Tommy, just watch yourself, okay?
Tommy!
Also, Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, Kiyomi Leslie is having a baby with Justin Hardy. He's an NFL football star on the Falcons team, and they're expecting a baby boy. So, congratulations to them. Congratulations. We don't get no claps. Y'all don't care about them babies.
Oh, yeah. Damn them kids.
No claps for y'all. Johnny said, ain't nobody told y'all to be out there.
Man, listen,
every
kids
celebrity
are beautiful.
having a baby.
Kids are beautiful when you want them. When you don't want them and you ill prepared, you like, fuck.
Well, I was so in life that you're never really prepared for kids.
But you could be ill prepared. You may not be prepared, but you could be ill prepared. You could be not quite prepared. You know what I'm saying? Now, of course, I do feel like, you know, if you have the right, you know, mindset, you fully embrace parenting. God allows certain people, and you know, you be open to listen to elders and things like that. Find you a good mentor if you can. those things will help you. But if you just don't have the money and your circumstances just not quite, if your circumstance doesn't scream, add another person to your financial responsibility, you might just not be at that space. But that don't mean you can't get there. I don't believe that you could be fully prepared, even with $1 million in the bank, because you may not be emotionally where you need to be, spiritually. You just may not be where you need to be in a multiple of areas of your life. So, I don't think you could be fully prepared, but I do believe you could be ill prepared.
That's real. I'll accept that. We'll let that ride.
Don't be trying to. You be trying to challenge. You be like, let me
You gotta state your case.
But then when I drop the jewel on, she be like, all right, that sound believable.
So dang. So if I start off with no, and then I give you your prompts, I still get. So it's like, dang if I do, dang if I don't. It really don't matter.
I'm just saying, I like that wine. What animal did you slaughter to get the wine colored? To get the wine colored with the elasticity around the waist and in the wrist.
Listen. This that velour.
That's that wine right there.
That's the velour. Don't be rubbing on me.
That right shit.
Last but not
Peter.
least. Last but
Y'all look at the wine. Look at the West wine.
Whatever. Last but not least.
That was a white sweater. She just dipped the whole thing in some Cabernet.
Whatever needs to be done to get the look that it needs to be, okay?
Right.
But again, last but not least, on the Tony's Hot Tea topic, Roland Ray had to go to the hospital. His wig caught on fire, caused severe burns on his face, legs, arms. It was real big, and so he's going into surgery on Tuesday. If y'all don't know Roland Ray, he became a popular sensation on the internet when he was on Catfish. It was a Catfish episode called Trolls. He was, trolling or whatever in somebody's DMs. And they brought him on a show, and it was a hilarious moment. And from that, he decided to do music. He's out here being, comical and, videos and Instagram. You know how social media do. Once you make one thing pop, you kind of trigger that over. You be on one little show, you trigger that over into a whole new platform. And so that's Roland Ray. You know what I'm saying? He calls himself the hottest thing in a wheelchair. So y'all go follow his page.
Roland Ray.
Y'all go follow his page.
That's funny.
And see what he got going on, because he went on his
crazy.
social media. Let you know
you know what else is crazy? I saw what was it, yesterday or the day before yesterday? It was sometime this weekend. I saw the young lady that looked like she had some type of maybe some type of deformity or something like that, and I saw her social media, and it looked like her daughter has the same issue, but she has a boyfriend and everything like that. And I was watching, and I was like, wow. She don't really do much. She might do like a little dance or whatever. The dance is not quite fully done or whatever, but I'm just looking at how the amount of supporters that people, like the social media numbers. I'd be like, wow, they got a lot of people that tune into this. You know what I'm saying? It's just impressive to see what can become popular.
Anything can become popular. If it's something that'll make people look at you, then they come. And I was in a Does
it still work in real life the same way though? Like if
yes.
somebody with a disability goes to your school or at your job, do they become popular when they try to bust out, and like you have somebody with the walker with the spinal bifida, they just throw the walker away and just be trying to do a jig move and try to, you know what I'm saying?
Yes,
and then they got somebody there to catch him.
Yes,
do you go over and give him a high five? Be like, boy, I fuck with you, boy. You can sit next to me in the cafeteria.
It depends on the confidence that they put in it. But yeah, it worked the same way. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
The thing about social media gives you a certain type of confidence. Maybe back in the later days, you know what I'm saying, live in somebody's face, you probably weren't as confident as you would be in today's time. But yes, like there's definitely people with, deformities or issues or whatever things that they got going on, and they living it up because it's an attention seeking thing. Long as I can get your attention and you can pay me attention, good or bad, whether you laughing at me or you really like in support of me, it's the same. It's the same.
It's only the same difference.
It's the same high.
I could dig it.
So
I could dig it. I ain't knocking it. I'm all for it.
I seen this lady just recently this weekend with no ankle cartilage, and she actually literally from her heels just dropped down, broke her ankles down, and popped back up. She was like, I don't even feel it. I guarantee you, we was intrigued. We was like, wait a minute. Wait a minute.
I got to drop arch and I'll be feeling on my right foot. I'll be like, You ever fold your leg too long and it tingles? You be like, shit. You try to get up, you be like, ooh. Yeah.
We got a lot of show ahead of us. Before we go into the next song, we got Liddy in the City and Lit in the City today. I need y'all to check the Sound Crazy Atlanta at 8 p.m. It's the Roast Versus on January 23rd. It's the Duke birthday show at the Green Light at Uptown Lounge. Want y'all to go. If y'all want to say happy birthday to Duke in person, that is the place to
pull up. Shout out to Kiso.
And,
she's putting that together, so shout out to her.
Shout out to Kiso. So y'all pull up, tell him happy birthday, book him, call him, text him, cash app him, whatever y'all need to do. Let Duke know that y'all out here supporting him.
Hey man, listen, we definitely appreciate the support. And another thing too, we get a chance to meet a lot of different super dope people, some cool people on the platform Clubhouse. So tap into it into Clubhouse and us on Clubhouse, the Litt Netwrk, me and Toni. She's farther along. Like, I'm learning from her, so I just try to take little notes because she's really a crackhead with it. Like she'll wake up out of nowhere. I need Clubhouse moderators.
Oh my God. Anyway,
she just wake
if
up
you
out of
are
sleep.
on Clubhouse, because we're going to move along. We're not going to let Duke take me like this. If you're on Clubhouse, tonight after the show, we will be doing a room called the Lit After Party, Lit Show, Lit at Night. So tap in with us. Duke Desdoon, Toni Dominique, it's our name. So if y'all are fans, y'all been watching, y'all already know. Just, look for the room in the calendar and the schedule. We got it already pre-scheduled. 11:45 tonight. We will be going live in there. We just want to
talk about the Monday through Friday, 1 to 2 o'clock.
Monday
boss.
through Friday, independent artists. I'm trying to get to this song, but Duke want me to get all this advertisement in. But Monday through Friday, from 1 to 2 p.m. If you're an independent artist or entertainer, just want to have some good time talking about music, independent music, a lover of independent music.
Yes.
Definitely come in and chat with us as well. We did one today from 1 to 2. Actually, it went over because sometimes it'll get good. The conversations will get good. We'll
the past 2 or 3 been going over.
But yeah, make sure y'all tap in Monday through Friday, 1 to 2, and then every Monday night after the show we do an after party just to kind of talk and recap the show. So next song we're gonna play is Ron Mac, Bruce Wayne, and then we're gonna bring in our special guest for y'all. All right?
We lit.
This shit serious, nigga. Been doing skits, nigga. Setting demos, nigga. Whatever. Bounce out that motherfucker like Bruce Wayne, nigga. Big shit poppin'. Man, drop something. Watch me pull up on RPs. Hollow points, watch a nigga don't. These niggas barely doing shit. Call them CBD. Cooking nigga. Hope you bought some guns with that EDD. West Oakland. Lower bottom nigga to the fullest. Blackout. Beam attached, holding 50 bullets. He ain't got enough to phone. Get them bands up. Drop the whole fucking 100. Get your mans up. 20 on me. Hood rich. Watch me ball out. Ain't ready to trip. On my granny, we gon' fall out. Y'all's tough. We outside. Choppers all out. Fuck that. Niggas' names getting called out. I'm a gangster, not a rapper, don't get it confused. You spit 2 bands up on a fit, nigga, that's just a shoe. Like the night when we strapped heavy, nigga, with them tools. You get up out this car, you kill something, you know the rules. The whole hood had been a dope spot. We gon' really see what's happening when that dope pop. Bustin' knocks up in your hood, watch me show stop. How you say you really focused, share that ghost clock.
You niggas lame, and I ain't with the food game. For that blue cheese, I had my youngin' take them 2 chains. We grew up shooting shit, you just grew up playing shooting games. He ain't really stepping with them steppers, he just wanna bang. We not the same, even though I'm dripping, I'll let it rain. Wet a nigga up, stretch him out, that's another slang. Basil Main, run up on a nigga, hit him close range. Bop, bop. Aim at his top, I'm tryna see his brains. Speeding in the matte black coupe like I'm Bruce Wayne. There's so much shit, bro, I forgot about what's his name. But anyway, I can grab that A or that mini Drake. My out-of-state bitch with the shit, she gon' set the plate. Talking about hits, all you ever did was drop a tape. Fuck a diss, I'd rather do a skit than slide out the way. Feel a mob, you go against the gang, we gon' slide today. Me and Ronald Mac, you know we strapped, bitch, who tryna play what's happening. Boss.
All right, and we're back.
We are back. And we have, this resume is long, so I'm going to simply start with just author Sean Wright. And he can tell you the rest of the things that he does.
What type of...
Cause we gonna break them down. You gotta know, cause you got.
But give it up for Sean Wright. We got Sean Wright in the building.
Right.
Okay.
I'm gonna start with author Sean Wright, because you're just celebrating your 10th anniversary of your first book, right?
That's a fact.
Yes. How does that feel?
It feels good. It went by so fast. I didn't even know that. Like, I woke up one morning. I was like, this date means something. Like, something happened on this. Why do I know this date? I was like, oh shit, it's the 10-year anniversary of my first book. So I didn't plan nothing. It just hit me. Like, it went by so fast. It was like, it's crazy, but it feels good. It feels.
Did you do something for the 5th year anniversary?
Nah, I didn't.
You don't celebrate your accomplishments much like that?
Well, nah, I'd be looking at like the 10-year. The 5th year came and went by real fast
Right.
as well. So when the 10-year came, I really wanted to. I had planned on. When it hit 10 years, I'm gonna do something big.
Right.
But then with COVID and everything else that's going on, I kind of lost track of the time.
Gotcha.
You know what I mean? So
Yeah, that makes sense. So how long have you been an author?
since 2011.
Okay.
Yeah, I got in the game 2011.
What made you want to tap into writing books?
It was how it happened was kind of weird. Like I originated in the music industry.
Okay.
Then I kind of wanted to shy away from music a little bit and get into something else where I could still showcase my creative writing, but I would, music was getting oversaturated with, trash music and things
Right.
like that. So, I actually wanted to jump straight into film.
So when you was in music, what were you doing?
You
What
was a
were you doing
rapper?
in music? You were a writer, producer, engineer?
I rapped a little bit, but I was more so like a writer. So,
Okay.
I work with Devontae.
Okay.
I know Mary and
Devontae, that's one of the members of Jodeci, correct?
Correct.
Okay.
Yeah, I work with Devontae.
What was the other guy's name? His brother?
KC, JoJo, and Dalvin.
Dalvin and Devontae. Those are two
Right,
brothers,
those are
right?
two brothers.
Gotcha.
So when I started weaning myself away from the music industry, I'm like, yo, I want to get into film.
And now, why'd you wean away from music?
It was just like I had done it all. I get bored quick. I don't know if it's because I'm Leo. You know what I mean? But I get bored quick when I feel not so much I've reached my plateau, but I don't feel like, all right, I've been doing this for a while now. You know what I mean? Let me branch off.
Is it a stagnant feeling in that business, or you feel you could be bored even with progressing?
I think you get to a point where you get a little stagnant. You know what I mean? And you especially in hip hop. I was looking at it. I remember watching an interview with Beanie Siegel, and Beans was like, I feel sorry for people who've been trying to get on, because for me it was an accident. I just drove somebody to Rockefeller Studio. They needed a ride, and I left with a deal that night. You know what I mean? And I'm like, damn, niggas are getting on like that. Like that kind of, I understood where he was coming from, but at the same time I was like, all right, so it's a little too easy to get into the game now for certain people, and you know what I mean? So that interview always stuck with me. You know what I mean? So I was like, all right. So then came the ringtone rap and all that. I was like, I don't really want to be a part of this. You know what I mean? So
you kind of outgrew it a little bit.
The
person that you were, you outgrew the music.
Yeah. And I wanted to. I still do music from time to time, but it's not my main source of income.
Right.
You know what I mean? So
you do R&B and you do rap as well?
Yes.
Okay. So what's some of the? I know you mentioned some R&B artists. What's some rappers, MCs that you've worked with before?
Old school people, Father MC.
I remember him.
Yeah.
Well, I remember my uncles them talking about him.
Right. Always make me feel old as shit. All right. Father MC. I've been around L. Lost Boys, Onyx.
I remember Lost Boys. That's Mr. Cheeks in the crew, right?
Yeah. We all went to school together.
Okay.
Yeah, we all went to school together.
So all y'all, Lost Boys, Onyx, Sticky Fingers, and what's other dude name? Fredro Starr. All of them went to school. Y'all all went to school together?
Yeah, we all went to school.
High school or middle school?
High school.
Okay, good shit.
Yeah,
so what part of New York are you from?
Southside Jamaica, Queens.
Southside Jamaica, Queens. Cool. That's 50 turf, right?
Correct.
So that's what's Supreme and all that, all right?
That's a fact.
Okay,
that's
cool. Did you come up in that era?
Yeah, they're my OGs.
Okay, cool. I'm pretty sure you got a lot of deep-rooted old stories.
Oh man,
that root back.
Yeah, so a lot of shit I shouldn't have seen as a kid.
I could dig it.
You know what I mean? A lot of stuff I should not have seen as a kid, but getting through it made me who I am today.
Now, so that means you come up in that in the Mitch in that whole paid in full era in that time, right? In them 80s.
Yeah, but they were
it was a little bit younger.
Rich Porter and them, no, they were older.
They were older than you?
They were older, but they were from the Bronx. I never met Rich Porter. I never met those guys. You know, those. That's
Did you hear about them like in the city?
They were like, because I was too young to travel to the Bronx at that age.
Gotcha. What was the age difference between you and them? I know they was like, 15, 16 at the time doing that, right?
Yeah, and I was probably around 10.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So you still ain't really come off the porch fully.
I hadn't come off the porch fully.
I got you.
But I heard they were like Kaiser Soze. You hear myths about, myths about them. I was more very well acquainted with Supreme and those guys, Fat Cat and them, because
that was right there. That was right there on your stoop.
Yeah, pretty much. You know what I mean?
So in that time, what would be like the story or the feeling or the vibe from back then that sticks with you the most currently today? That you just kind of, when you just chilling in your moment, you just sit back and laugh like, yo, I remember that one time that this occurred.
You know, I remember Preem and them. They used to have this basketball tournament. You know what I mean? And I remember this one basketball game.
Was that held at the Rucker as well?
No, it wasn't a Rucker. It was a park called Baisley Park.
Okay.
And they used to have these basketball tournaments. You know, Kingpin against Kingpin, whatever you want to call it.
Right.
You know what I mean? And ref made a bad call and cost somebody the game. I'm not gonna, you know what I mean?
Right.
Cost somebody the game, and the ref just never left the court. He was on.
It was like that.
Yeah, he just left it at half court. You know what I mean?
Like after the game was all the festivities, or they handled it right then and there.
No, it was like a buzzer beater. A foul should have been called, or it could have went either way.
Okay.
You know what I mean?
So ref just trying to be as fair as he possibly can.
But
somebody didn't.
I'd have never took the job. Me personally, I would have never took that job.
Right.
Hey, we they was paying these refs good money, but you got $100,000 on the line.
Yeah.
And
because each set would bring their crew of basketball players, and
that's a fact.
Yeah.
So that's like my biggest memory, because I was actually walking, because it was a big thing. So I was like, I want to go see this game.
Right.
And as I'm walking to the basketball court, everybody's running my way. You know what I mean? And we're talking about thousands of people, man. It was just crazy.
Did you ever have opportunity to meet Pee Wee Kirkland?
No, he's from Harlem too.
Okay.
He's from Harlem. I never got a chance to meet the Harlem greats.
Okay.
You know what I mean? My roots are in South Jamaica.
Gotcha.
So all of those guys, I've been around with. They, like I said, they were my OGs. So giving me money. Hey, stay out of trouble. Oh, let me see your report card. I do. What I'm saying? As long as you keep doing
what's
good,
crazy? I talk to a lot of kids now, and I tell them that's kind of how it was. Even growing up for myself in the '90s in New Orleans, where the older guys really didn't want to see you in that space.
That's a fact.
It seems a little different now. What I'm saying?
That's a fact.
How do you look at the time of when coming up in the?
Oh, sorry.
You good? No, okay.
Yeah, we good.
How do you look at the time of now, where everything is the scripts now, everything is the pharmaceutical drugs, where at that time it was hardcore Schedule A type drugs, heroin in the 70s and crack in the 80s. What's the compare and contrast to the time of now and then the time of that time in the 80s?
Things is just different, bro. Like, where I came up, you wanted to sell drugs. You know what I mean? You wanted to be that dude. You know what I mean? And it was whack to use it and sell it.
Right.
You had some people who did it. You know what I mean? But, if you sold coke back in the days, 9 times out of 10, you probably sniffed it. You know what I mean?
Right.
But these kids nowadays, they rather do the drugs. A lot of these rappers, they don't sell drugs. They do all the stuff they talk about in their lyrics. If you listen to them, pop pills, Molly's, Percocets, drink.
Yeah.
So it's a different. It's just a different era, and I don't knock this era, but I don't rock with this era.
You know what it feels like? It feels like the time of disco, and it feels like the time of Woodstock together. Yeah. If you take disco and the dancing and in the clubs and the little vials of cocaine, and you take the Woodstock, the loving and free, that's what the combination of today is. It feels like a lot of women are free, and I feel like this whole polyamorous and all that, like women are pushing that, you know what I'm saying? And,
definitely.
And sparking that conversation. You know what I'm saying? So that's the feel of the Woodstock, but then you have that, the drug and popping the drugs. And I've seen guys, sit in sections and they just have a conversation. They just pop a pill in their mouth and, just carry on.
Bro, I can't do it. Like, I've been around a lot of it. You know what I mean?
Uh-huh.
And I don't not. What you do is what you do. But you looking at somebody, I don't even know how to roll a blunt. I might take a pull every once in a while, but as a norm, I don't indulge. You know what I'm saying?
Gotcha.
Number one, I'm too afraid. No,
you should. You should definitely indulge in marijuana.
Yeah.
Peer pressure. All the cool kids are doing it. Like, for real. You know what I'm saying? I teach you how to roll, bro. Don't worry. Just call me. We have a session. We listen to some old school LL mixtapes, and we'll be cool.
Not at all. So what brought you from that style, you're in the music, you talking about the greats and everything like that, over to, okay, now I'm going to move into being an author? Because you were saying you wanted to originally move into film, but what settled you there as an author first?
My first film bombed 3 times. So what happened was, I had some money saved up from, music industry or whatever. And I was like, I'm just going to write this script. I wrote it, and it wasn't a script format or nothing. It was horrible. Hired a cast, hired a crew, and figured, because I had some bread, money made the world go round, right? Or so we think. And it wasn't like that. I remember running through my savings 3 times, and the woman I was dealing with at the time was like, babe, I support you, but
you doing the most.
Just like, maybe you should go back to work. I'm like, go back to work. And that was it. So the script actually sat on my desk at home. I had a home office, and the script sat on my desk, and people who had read it was like, you should make this a book. And I was like, what? They's like, you should make this a book. And I'm like, yo, I don't want to be no author. That's corny. That's boring. I'm a Leo. I'm from New York. At the time, I had moved to Pennsylvania by this time. So I'm like, yo, I'm missing being on the tour and all of that stuff. And it just sat there. The book sat there, or the script sat on my desk for like 3 years. And one day I was like, you know what, let me just see what's up. At the time, I was on radio in Pennsylvania, so I had interviewed this author who had been on like Oprah's best-selling list, Times best-selling list, and me and her became cool. And one day I was sitting in my office, and it was like 11 o'clock at night, and I sent it to her. Her name is Brittany Williams. I always shout out Brittany, because if it wasn't for her, I probably would have never been in this game. And I was like, Brittany, I want you to look at something. And she's like, well, you can send it to me, but I leave for tour in the morning, so I don't know when I'm gonna have a chance to look at it. So I'm like, all right, just whenever. And I sent it to her at like 7 something in the morning. She called my phone and was like, you got a #1 bestseller on your hand. I'm like, what? She's like, you got a #1 bestseller on your hand. And then she's the one who kind of told me, like, don't sign to a label, or I'm sorry, to an imprint. If you got some bread saved up, start your own. And that's what I did. You know what I'm saying? I started Just Right Publications. I signed myself to my own imprint, and the rest is kind of history, for real.
Do you have any other authors that you represent right now through your own publication?
Yes. So I didn't sign nobody. It took me like 2 years to sign somebody, because I was scared to take somebody else. I'm new at this.
Right.
And I'm like, if I'm going to gamble with anybody's career or bread, it's going to be my own. You know what I mean? I
Right.
didn't know how well I was going to do with it or not. So after, I had 2 #1 hits, I moved to Atlanta, and I didn't stop signing people until I moved here in 2013. And,
Now, when you say 2 #1 hits, you meaning
books? Yeah, #1 bestsellers.
Okay. How hard or easy? I hear that. I always see that #1 New York Times #1 bestseller. How hard or easy is it to get a bestseller? What's the process with that?
And what categorize it as a bestseller?
Right. What makes it a bestseller?
I'm gonna be honest with you. It's really all about algorithms, right? It's the internet. Things are easier now than it was. Like when I first came out in 2011.
Right.
I was scraping my knuckles. I'm on a train every day, with a backpack full of books going to New Jersey. You just hustling. Now with the internet and Kindle, it makes it easy, because Amazon can make you a bestseller depending on how many sales you have on the day you release.
Okay.
They'll put you on their front page if you do this and if you do that. So there's a lot, I'm not going to say his name, but there's another well-known publisher that's going through some tough times right now because, and I don't know the whole story, so I'm going to paraphrase. I'm getting everything third hand.
Mm-hmm.
But, he played around with them, from what I understand, he played around with them Amazon algorithms to his favor, and, they ran down on him, wire fraud, this, that, and third, and I'm just not trying to play those games.
Gotcha.
I'm not trying to play those games. If I can't play the game fair, I don't want to play. Because one thing is, I'm too old to be catching the case.
Right.
So bending rules and all that.
Yeah, you had a point like I can't just do a hot 10.
Right. What? 10 minutes? None of that.
Real.
You know
Yeah,
what
I feel you.
So that's just where I'm at with it as far as that's concerned. But you can definitely, if you have a large fan base and people, if you build the anticipation, that's what I tell my authors. You have to build anticipation because no matter how dope a book is, it's like having a Bugatti and putting a for sale sign on it, but just leaving it in your garage with the garage shut. Who's gonna know it's for sale? You know what I mean? You got to get out there and do the work. I tell people all the time, I tell my authors, writing the book is the easy part. You know what I'm saying? Writing the book is the easy part, but getting out there and moving that product. And I hate to compare everything to the streets, but if I got the best heroin on the block, but I keep it in the house,
people got to know it.
People got to know about it.
Right.
You know what I mean? So the same rules apply. You got to give samples. You got to,
right.
You know what I'm saying? Give some away for free.
Right.
It's the
well. I took the same. I took the same.
You gotta have a marketing budget.
Mental makeup. Even when just promoting myself. Like I was told, always have a business card, and always everywhere you go, somebody's supposed to know. Like when I was in barber school, they was like, "Yo, everybody needs to know you cut hair." So then I applied the same thing as a comedian. Everybody needs to know I tell jokes.
Right.
Okay. Everybody needs to know I have a radio show.
I think people forget because you tapped on something where you got to give a couple for free. I think everyone coming in the game, they think I got to make money instantly.
And that's the biggest misconception.
Right, because I was listening to a girl, she does a marketing thing on Tuesdays, and she was saying you got to give it away for free in the beginning because you want those people to talk about it. It's one thing for you talking about your product. I got the best thing on the shelf. I'm doing something great. But if you have other people that can vouch for it, that's where the buzz comes in. You know what I'm saying? If you make a shirt, you know what I'm saying? Yeah, it's going to cost you, but that's where your marketing budget comes into play. You need to budget, okay, well, I need to give out 10 shirts because I want 10 people, talking about my brand. I need to give out 10 books, you know what I'm saying? I need to do maybe 4 or 5 free comedy shows or whatever just to get my fans up
right.
and get that buzz going around. And even in like real estate, you know what I'm saying? They're saying, everybody, like y'all was saying, everybody who knows you needs to know what you do.
Right.
And they need to know it consecutively. Like you can't just say, hey, I do this and assume people going to remember. Sometimes it takes people several times before they realize, oh, yeah, you do that. Because some people like to have that go in one ear out the other type thing.
Correct.
And then you got to keep reminding them. Not enough to annoy them, but enough to be like, hey, yeah, you know what I'm saying, general conversation. Oh, yeah, this is what I do. You know what I'm saying? Yeah, I write. I do comedy. I plan events, just in general conversation. So subconsciously, you're building that rapport in the back of their mind. That's
a fact. And, with all, I have a couple of different businesses, clothing line, books. I give stuff away all the time because it's promotion. When I go through my inventory, I automatically put set aside a certain number. This is promo, this is profit. This is promo, this is profit. And you're not gonna win if you don't do it like that, I've had people contact me and ask me to do something for them or promote their brand or promote their product. And I'm like, well, send me something. And they'll send me the website and the invoice. Like, okay, well, instead of you paying $100, just
now
give
you
me
get a discount code.
Use a discount code and don't share it with nobody. I'm like, well, how that just don't, you know what I mean? People just got to know how to do it. There's a way to do business, and some people are so fixated on the money portion of it.
But I tell people, even like young barbers, I'm like, man, you have to understand your value. But then I learned something about selling cars years back. Is a such thing as value, cost, worth, and you got to understand what all of those words mean.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? What somebody's willing to pay for you. That price point is going to be gauged there. What you think you're worth, you're going to try to gauge that price point there. You're not going to be able to get what you think you're worth up front.
That's a fact.
Because even if you have to be phenomenal LeBron James in any industry or craft that you're in. And that means when you get into it, you're already a top 5 player, a top 10 player in the game of that, that industry that you're in.
Know it. Not even
and they know it.
They have to know.
It ain't nothing they got to really look. They ain't got to comb through real fine. As soon as they see it, they know it.
Prime example.
It's easy to sell that.
Yeah. And again, just to touch on that real quick, like, because of the line of work I'm in, like a lot of Instagram models hit me up. Oh, I want to promote your clothes and this, that, and third. And I'm like, all right, well, what can you bring to the table? Because I'm just not about to send you a box of clothes.
Right.
You know what I mean? But you can't have 1,100 followers and try to invoice me $200 and free clothes. Like that just, well, like what am I getting back? You know what I mean? Just because you're pretty don't equate to a check.
Clothes, yeah.
That don't equate to a check. You know what I'm saying? And I have I've had people who ask me to consult them and or manage them. Like, well, I need you to get me, some bookings. And I'm like, why would anybody book you? Like you're not returning anything but a pretty face. There's a million pretty faces on Instagram. A million of them.
I had somebody reach out to me. Well, actually, no, I reached out to them because they were they put a post or whatever, and they have groups and groups and groups of celebrity friends. And I was like, hey, you know what I'm saying? I want to be, I'm a micro influencer. I want to, wear your brand, promote your clothes. I see you looking for somebody. And now I don't have like this astronomical following, but I will say my followers, they are engaged.
That's what it's about, the algorithm.
You know what I'm saying? They pay attention, they respond, they reply, they like. You know what I'm saying? Most of the time, if I promote something and they like it, they'll be like, oh, where you get that from? And, go and purchase it or do whatever. So my numbers on Instagram does not match the involvement that my people had. She looked at my numbers and was like, oh, no, you don't have enough followers. And I was like, if you have so many celebrity friends, then you shouldn't have to put a post out. They should already be like, oh, girl, I'm here for you. I'm doing this for you. But I had to learn the hard way. Like, you know what? Everybody doesn't see the vision. And everybody doesn't understand just because they selling something. And
that's 100% correct. So you have brands like, I'll take my brand, Pretty Rough, for example. You can have 500 followers, but if I go through your engagement, if I see every time you post something, you get 1,100, 1,200 hits, I don't really care how much followers you have. You know what I'm saying? There's a balance to it. But you can't have 1,100 followers and you posting half naked pictures and still only getting 11 likes. That's not going to do nothing. And then you telling me, well, what do I get out of promoting your product? Probably more followers. You know what I'm saying? But yeah,
or some free clothes.
Or some free clothes. But yeah, people stay be trying to get some free clothes.
Well, people always want something free. Man. It's just funny how you can do business with somebody, especially somebody that and they'll give you a lower price point, but then go to someone else that they really don't know and give them a higher price point.
Yeah.
And they'll claim that they really appreciate what you do. And in my mind, I'm just like, I come to realize if I'm going to give the service free, that's my purpose. I'm going to give it free. And I just learned how to block out, oh, man, especially as a barber, oh, man, you my next barber. Oh, man, I got you next time. You don't got to do me that.
Right.
And I know people are accustomed to doing that.
Correct.
You know what I'm saying? They want to give you a whole lot of praise, but they don't want to give you the financial praise. Not to say the money is the end all be all, but I don't need a whole lot of words and high praise if you're not going to pay me, saying to match what you're expressing to me.
It's just everybody has their own vision on how to push their product, right? Mm-hmm. So for me, everybody I work with, Monique, Monique all the time. I'm really over the top. Like I will spend. A lot of times I spend more than I get back because in my mind I'd rather make a big deal out of it and push. You know what I'm saying? Like for my books, prior to COVID, I was throwing these big ass book release parties, right? Yeah, I might spend $2-3 grand on the release party and hope I don't even mind just breaking even. I like people to come and have an experience when they come rock with me doing anything I do.
Right.
So if I spend the money, I have a younger brother. He'd be like, "What? That's stupid. Why would you do that? That's dumb. Like it's a hell of a risk you're taking." But at the same time, like he's not out and engaged with in the entertainment field. He has a whole nother business that don't got nothing to do with what I do. So he don't understand. If you build it, they will come. He don't understand that.
Well, a lot of people don't understand just investing in self.
There you go.
And taking 500, 300, or 100 sometimes and saying, I need to get at least breaking even off of it. If I can capitalize and profit, that's great. But if I can't, at least now people know whatever it is I was intended to get out there, that product, that service, and I was able to not financially take an L and be in the red. Some people just don't want to do that.
Yeah.
We're going to take a little break, and we're going to come back and tap in on the other avenues that you got going on. We're going to delve into music, author, and then we're going to tap into, you got some projects coming up in the film and your clothing brand that we kind of tapped in on. So the next song, while we get prepared for that, is going to be Monty Michi, Blow His Mind.
We lit!
She wanna bust it, bust it. She wanna bust it, bust it. She wanna bust it, bust it, bust it, bust it, bust it. She wanna bust it, bust it. She wanna bust it, bust it. She wanna bust it, bust it, bust it, bust it, bust it. BB, who got keys to the Jeep? Freak, freak, I just saw him go deep. If I was mine, how I'm taking it deep. You'll never ever find another bitch like me. BB, who got keys to the Jeep? Freak, freak, I just saw him go deep. If I was mine, how I'm taking it deep. You'll never ever find another bitch like me. He looking for a baddie, well baby I'm the baddest. I told him that it cost to be the boss, send him texting. He can't shake me, I'm like a bad habit. I can do some tricks, he said my number on the match. I'm nothing like your last bitch, I ain't average. Classy in the streets, but I suck him off ratchet. Wanna impress me, then fly me out to Paris. He kept on trying to coast me, you dealing with a savage. I'm trying to ride on it, grind on it, slide on it. Grab my hips, cause I'm trying to dirty wine on it. I'm trying to ride on it, grind on it, slide on it. Grab my hips, cause I'm trying to dirty wine on it, wine on it. BB, who got keys to the Jeep? Freak, freak, I just saw him go deep. If that was mine, how I'm taking it deep. You'll never ever find another bitch like me. BB, who got keys to the Jeep? Freak, freak, I just saw him go deep. If that was mine, how I'm taking it deep. You'll never ever find another bitch like me. She wanna bend it over, bust it, bend it over, bust it, bend it over, bust it, bend it over. She wanna rap, bust it, she wanna rap, bust it, she wanna bust it, bust it. You ain't right, and I might just let you feel this. I know that she ain't used to dealing with a real bitch. Country thing, so this a lot to deal with. You gotta know how to drive it, this a stick shift. Treat me like a sucker. You gotta lick. Show you some things you never seen, this a field trip. Look back, throw it back, got a good grip. I make it talk to her when it hit. BB, we got keys to the Jeep. Freak, freak, I just saw him go deep. If that was mine, how I'm taking it deep. You'll never ever find another bitch like me. BB, we got keys to the Jeep. Freak, freak, I just saw him go deep. If that was mine, how I'm taking it deep. You'll never ever find another bitch like me. She wanna bend it over, bust it, bend it over, bust it, bend it over, bust it, bend it over. She wanna rap, bust it, she wanna rap, bust it, she wanna bust it, bust it.
All right.
All right, that was Blow His Mind.
That was lit.
Shout out to
Monty
Monty
Michi.
Michi. We met her and her team on the Clubhouse.
Telling you, man, y'all better get on that Clubhouse. Brother, are you on Clubhouse?
Man, they don't got it for Android yet.
You need to go and get your iPhone.
They got a Mickey Mouse Clubhouse on Android.
Don't do it.
No, they
Don't do it.
I mean, I have,
Mickey Mouse Clubhouse.
I have 3 phones now,
Come
bro.
inside,
Like
inside,
I had to go and get an iPhone, bro, just for Clubhouse.
You know what?
It's that important.
I'm trying. I know that, right? And Toni is the one who's like, "Why you not on Clubhouse?"
Right.
I be on everybody. Why you ain't on here? Why you doing stuff and ain't on Clubhouse?
Right. So y'all hearing it here first.
That's how I found out about the Mickey Mouse Clubhouse, because he was like, "Oh, I got it." I was like, "What is it?" He sent me.
I was one of the people too. I went on the app store. Went to the app store. I looked and see, I saw Clubhouse, and I downloaded it, and I was just like, I don't see. It's not moving the way that I saw Toni's was moving around. I was like, well, hold on, let me look at yours. I saw hers. I was looking at mine. I was like, this is not the same. And then I saw somebody post maybe the day after that there's a Clubhouse on Android, but it's not synced in alignment with the iPhone's Clubhouse.
So I want to be involved with Clubhouse so bad, and this is really, really bad. It shows you how I am about social media.
Right.
I want to be involved with it so bad because I know that there is, a lot of opportunity out there when you get to speak to said person one-on-one, right? I just can't stand Apple products, bro. I hate iPhones. I've had 2 in my life. I can't rock with them. So I'm trying to hold out because everybody's saying it's still in beta version for Apple and it's coming to.
There's no need to hold out, bro. I'm just being honest.
Do you you still have your old iPhones and stuff like that?
No.
Even if
somebody told me they was gonna give me, somebody's like, I need you to be on Clubhouse. I'm gonna give you my old iPhone 7.
Right. If you just go get your 7 or 8 or something like that. Like right now, I have a 10. You know what I'm saying? And you gotta have.
Out with a 7.
I started out with a 7, and
if I get it, bro, it's only gonna be for it's only gonna be for Clubhouse.
No, I mean, I get
when
it.
when I'm not
I
on
get it.
Clubhouse, it'll be in a drawer somewhere. I promise you.
Nah, but you're gonna stay on Clubhouse. I just put it like that. So it's never gonna be in the drawer. You know.
It may not be. You don't have to turn it on or use it as your regular phone, but you
Yeah, but you can still link. You know, with the Wi-Fi and that whole deal, you still be able to link and stay in connection with people.
I'm gonna go get one.
Now you got to, bro. Especially
one.
in the business that you're in. You know, it's definitely good to I'll be honest with you.
Out the Mickey Mouse.
I sat back and said I ain't gonna do it. I had the same mentality that you had, but
y'all exact same.
I was looking at the people who were on it, and the people who were on it, I take them seriously. You see what I'm saying? I was listening to their opinions and POVs of Clubhouse, and I was like, I value those people. Some of the people are peers of mine,
right,
and friends and associates. And I was like, I value those people. I think I need to be there. And now that I'm there, like, what is it, I think last night or something like that, I just happened to be scrolling through it, just fell in the room. And I only fell in the room to see what they were talking about because there was no actual, label for the room. Like, you can label your room.
Right.
They didn't have a label. So I was like, well, I see it. I'm looking at the volume of people in there with no label. Let me see what it's about. It was something, just general conversation. But as soon as I get in, they announce you. Hey, Duke is in here. Whoa, man, you can see you a comedian, bro. So one guy was like, yo, man, give me 10 minutes and just naturally just fucking with people. I know how to naturally, pull some strings.
So let me ask you this.
Can we get a beep? Because you know what I'm saying? He liked the F word. We need a beep every time. We need to, free the side.
So
we're not supposed to be saying it.
Oh, we're not supposed to say that?
Just the F word.
Oh, all right.
We can't say fuck, dick, or pussy.
As he says it again and again and again.
Okay. I had that problem before when I had my own show.
I could dig it.
But anyway, so on Clubhouse.
Right.
So is it like a bunch? My thing is going to be wrapped around. I'm assuming everybody's talking over each other. Like,
I'm gonna explain Clubhouse to y'all, okay?
Jesus Christ, we was bromancing here. He looked at me. He was like, "Yo, bro, give me the scoop, give me the lowdown." But go ahead and tell him.
He's not gonna explain it correctly.
Can't articulate Clubhouse. Go ahead, wine sweater.
Stop hating this. I wore this because.
What color is that? Cabernet.
I wore this to bring back the Terry for him. We'll talk about that later.
Yeah.
Okay.
We'll talk about that later.
Go ahead.
But for Clubhouse, it's a bunch of rooms. They like to call it rooms or whatever. And then you have a hallway. The hallway is just, the list of rooms. Mm-hmm. And to think about if people are talking over people, you have moderators. It's like whoever starts the room is going to moderate. You can give moderate. Like if I have a room and I want Duke to be a moderator, he could be a moderator. If you come in and I want you to be a moderator, you can be a moderator. If Johnny comes in, you have as many moderators really as you want.
And what the moderators get to do.
And the moderators moderate the room. You know what I'm saying? They control the room. So if somebody's talking and you want everybody, to calm down, you can mute everybody. Just
okay.
Mute. Or, you know what I'm saying, moderators, your job is to control the room. So really you need to be a person that can control the room. Like y'all calm down, one mic, one person talk, you got to kind of be a boss-minded. You know what I'm saying? It don't always happen like that, but the intention is for you to be boss-minded to be able to control the classroom. Like you're a teacher. You're a teacher, you got all these students. Yeah, they can start talking and chitting, but it's your job to control the atmosphere in your room.
Got you. Okay. I might give it a shot.
And there's a lot of industry execs. There's a lot of A&Rs for music. There's a lot of big name authors. Like in your field, I'm pretty sure there's a lot of people who have publishing companies and whatnot. Production, film. People do pitch rooms where you could pitch your ideas and stuff like that. So I feel
Shark
like
Tank, they got money
Shark
donations.
Tank, all of that,
Cash
man.
App you if you
yes.
they have competition.
Now there's a lot of fuckery on there. Bleep that.
There's a lot of mess on there.
Okay.
But anyway, Clubhouse
and
is
you don't
not
gotta worry
paying
about
us,
that.
okay? Just get on it.
Got you.
We'll explain you for that.
Okay.
But we're here for you today, okay?
Right.
So we're gonna tap into this Pretty Rough that you got on, this clothing brand. Where did that spawn from?
Pretty Rough was a brainchild I had 2002, 2003.
Okay.
And at the time, I was like, I came up with it because it's a woman's clothing line. I just wear it because I'm the owner.
It's yours.
Right. So I was working for the state of Pennsylvania. I was at the Capitol building actually.
Let me see the font on the shirt.
Sure.
Okay. Pretty Rough apparel by. Okay.
I can't. Yeah.
Okay.
So
it's actually unisex though. It looks unisex. It has
I get that a lot.
It looks. That's a lot of brands are doing now.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it doesn't look, even if we say the word pretty is in there.
Yeah.
But when you balance it out with rough.
So let me tell you the thought process behind that.
Mm-hmm.
I always like to be like innovative, right? I always like to come out with something that somebody hasn't done yet or whatever. So I was like, damn, I need a clothing line for females. But I wanted to, so the concept behind Pretty Rough is, and I hate using this analogy, but I can never get the right words whenever people ask me.
Right.
So if you take a feminine woman and a tomboy and fuse them together, this is what they will wear. You understand what I'm saying?
Okay.
So you got your pretty and your rough, and you put them together. So this is just a sporting line, but we also working on high-end couture. So we're doing dresses, pants, skirts, you know. So something pretty that's really, really edgy as well. You know what I mean? So that's where the name spawned from.
Something
but
pretty for the roughness in you.
Correct. So when I came up with the
roughneck
idea,
chick.
when I came with the idea, I was just like, it was like 2003, 2004, or somewhere around there. I was like, unless you puff, you know what I'm saying? Like, there's no black designers really. And I was like, so I just sat on it. And early last year, or right before, well, not last year, 2019. I was like, that might be the time. And I remember putting the logo out on the internet because I held on to the logo. I never showed nobody the logo. And I just posted the logo and said, coming soon. And this lady jumped in my inbox, who's been a great supporter of mine. Never met her a day in my life. And she was like, how much for a hoodie how much for a hoodie and a Scully? And I didn't know at the time. And I was like, $175. And she was like, what's your Cash App? I was like, oh shit. Like, okay. So that's how it kind of, so I had to run out the next morning and get it made. She kind of pushed me because I wasn't expecting nobody to ask for a product. So that's kind of how it happened. So it kind of put the fire up underneath me to, you know, get it off and running. And
if
with
you build it, they'll come. Me
and my partner Monique, Monique kind of keeps everything like together. Like I brought her on as a partner in Pretty Rough. So, you know, the orders come in, and oddly enough, the website is not up and running, but we move a lot of product just through word of mouth.
Right.
Instagram, you know, Facebook, just a lot of word of mouth. We do good numbers just through word of mouth, and just through like a couple of pieces. We haven't even expanded as of yet, but yeah, that's what Pretty Rough is about.
Okay.
I like it, man.
Appreciate it.
Yeah, I like it. It ain't
Right,
bad at all.
All right. Okay, so we got author, we got music, industry mogul.
Is it X music, or are you planning on tapping back into
it? He said he dabbling in a little bit.
Music is my first love. Music
Okay.
is my first love. So, you know, when they call, I get it. I get it in, or sometimes I'll just sit at home and I feel like writing a song, and I'm like, oh, let me see who I can sell this to.
So we're gonna still say music,
right?
Mogul, author, clothing designer. And then we're gonna tap into film.
My new love.
Film writer, director. So I know you said that, you know, when you first moved from music, you want to go into film, but then you ended up as an author.
Right.
So what made you, after you said your first production bombed 3 times, what made you say, you know what, this is the time to go back into that?
Before you get into that, when you say bomb 3 times, that mean you re-released the same project?
No, when I say bomb, what I meant to say was I went into production for this movie, which turned into my first book. Okay. I went into production 3 times, blew through all my money 3 times, and never got a chance to complete it.
Okay. So it never.
No, it was never even finished. Okay. I was just burning through money. The production crew I had in Pennsylvania at the time, they knew I was inexperienced, so they was just getting me. They were just giving me, like, oh, this nigga got money.
I've seen that happen to a couple of people.
You know what I mean?
Okay. So do you feel like with that experience, it's better to try to learn and just, I guess, acquire the knowledge so you can apply it and kind of, I guess, oversee that yourself rather than outsourcing it to someone?
Which is what I'm doing now. So, you know, YouTube University, you can learn anything.
Right.
You know what I mean? So you get a couple of degrees from there, you'll be all right in anything you want to do in life. So, you know, Toni will tell you, even when we was filming the other day, there was a part of the, you know, before we get started, you know, I'm still going through instruction manual for a new piece of equipment. Like, oh, YouTube ain't show me how to do this. So I'm going through the instruction manual because it's a brand new piece of equipment. But, you know, it's good to have self knowledge of anything that you want to learn how to do anyway, just to make sure ain't nobody beating you.
Right. Yeah, so to let y'all know, Toni the Dominique is the leading lady of this new project he is filming, Beyond the G.
That's a fact.
And we just filmed the first part of it this past Saturday. So let them know what you want them to know about Beyond the G, because I'd be like, well, let me tell y'all what's going on. But
so Beyond the G is this is my pet project right now. It came to me in a dream, believe it or not. It was a dream that I had, and I woke up out my dream. I woke up out my sleep when the dream was over, because it was like it played out as a full movie in my dream. Sometimes you have a dream and you'll jump around to different. No, this was a film that played out in my head. The characters didn't have no faces, so it wasn't nobody I knew. It was just, I just say it was God. So I jumped up out my sleep, sat at my desk, and typed up what I believed to be this, the skeleton script at the time. And it's pretty much about this guy named Khalil who has inherited, the dope game from his father, who's no longer in the game, And he's kind of like tired of it. He wants to move on and do better things, His fiance is, who's played by yourself. Terry is, like he just wants better for her. He's been in the game too long and he wants out. But there's certain things that just won't allow him to do so. There's so many obstacles, from his baby mother, his, he don't really want to leave his son. The plugs say he make too much money if you leave. You're my number one earner. It's gonna hurt my business. Then there's this whole federal agent who's holding something over his head, which I'm not gonna give away. But it's a lot going on. You know what I mean? And he's taking on a lot because he's trying to turn over a new leaf, but he's just not able to do it. He's got an escape plan, but it seems like every time he tries to put a plan in motion, there's a roadblock. So we just gotta watch and see how he
deals through it.
How he deals through it, right?
So I want to tell y'all, Sean kind of semi-tricked me with this role, okay?
Is this off any book that you wrote?
Actually,
this project
is weird you asked that. The book I'm actually writing the book as we're going through the production, so the book's about halfway done.
Okay.
So what I was trying to say is he kind of tricked me with this role. And the reason I say that is because when he posted it, the main character, Terry, was not in the synopsis of people that he was casting for. I was going for a whole nother role. And he was like, hey, what about this role? Would you be interested in this role? And he sent me the breakdown or whatever. And I was like, okay, I read it. I was like, oh, yeah, cool. Okay, yeah, I'll try for it. When he started sending me the rest of the pieces of my character, I was like, oh, snap. Like, it just got real. One of those things where you're like, okay, yeah, this is cool. Like, you read, like, maybe the cliff notes.
Right.
But when you dig into the book a little deeper, I was like, oh, snap. Like, I done got myself into something. But I absolutely, like, when y'all see this project, I personally feel it's going to, like, it's going to hit you. Because the pieces that I get to read, because he's tricking everybody. He just give us a little sample by sample by sample. But the pieces that I get to read, and from Saturday, I probably had too much fun.
Yeah, I think we all did.
Filming Saturday.
I think we all did. Toni got to beat somebody up.
Oh, she did?
What? Beat her up, stomped her out, pulled her hair out. I kept forgetting to yell cut because I was so, niggas like to see a fight. So I'm watching it. And we tore that damn salon up. But so how Toni ended up getting the lead role is because I was originally going with because this, all right, let me backtrack. This is our second time going into production for Beyond the G. We started in 2016, ran into some snags with the original production team, and I kind of halted it for a while. You know what I mean?
Right.
Kind of put the brakes on, let me regroup. But so much time has passed, everybody's moved on, doing other things. The only person that was still here from the original cast was the original Terry. And then for whatever reason, I just wasn't able to get a hold of her. You know what I mean? She was in contact all the way up until like 2 weeks before the recasting. And then I see her on social media. I don't know. I think she moved somewhere. But long story short, I hadn't heard from her. So if you remember, Toni, at first I was like, we already got the leading lady. She's not available. But then I was like, when I gave myself a mental countdown, like if I don't hear from her by this day, I'm gonna open the roll back up.
Right.
And ran across this young lady right here and was like, that's the one, because the leading lady, she has a look to her.
Mm-hmm.
And it just so happens, and I'm not, I'm not saying it because I'm sitting here with her. It just so happens that Toni has the look that I was going for.
Okay.
You know what I mean? So I think I did a good job. I handpicked the cast. I think so far I've done a really good job because as the writer, I know what I want everybody to look like. You know what I mean? I know what every person looks like in my head. So I just try to bring that. I try to bring that through in my casting. You know what I mean? So.
Got you. Outside of this project, do you work on multiple projects at one time, or do you take a project at a time and get it, start to finish, complete it before you move to something else?
Well, it depends. If we're talking about the same realm, like film, this is my first time directing. This is my first time producing. And I'm also the lead. I play opposite Toni, so I wear a lot of hats. You know what I mean?
Gotcha.
So I think I'm learning from past mistakes from taking on too much at one time.
Okay.
And it's weird that you asked me that. There's right before I got here, there was someone asked me to do an article for their magazine, and she gave me a bunch of different topics, and I talked about the rise. So I named it the rise, fall, and resurrection of Just Right Publications, because we were on top at one point, and then through mistakes of my own as a new publisher, I dropped the ball on a lot of things. I was making a hell of a lot of money, but at the same time, it was a lot of things I didn't know because I was new. So, that's why it says the rise, the fall, and now the resurrection, because now I have a whole new, I don't want to say stable, but I have a whole new stable of authors, up and coming.
Yeah.
We got some people with some heat. Trishelle Martin is my #1 protege right now. Shout out to Trishelle. And then we just got so many people that's coming behind her. Danielle Jackson, Danielle DeVore. Like, we got a lot of fresh new talent. Yeah, we got a lot of fresh new talent. And I've learned from my old mistakes, from the original Just Right Publications crew. And I wasn't gonna sign no more authors after I released everybody from their contract before. I was gonna stay away from publishing, and then it was Trishelle that came to me and was like, I got this idea for a book, I need your help. And I can never tell Trishelle no. That's like my little sister. I'm kind of back in the game now, and like I said, I'm taking the mistakes that I made the first time around, and I learned, because I made a lot of money my first run with Just Right Publications. We talking like 8 to 10 to 12, 15 bands a month. That's pretty decent money. You know what I mean? But all money ain't good money. It was a big headache. So I traded a peace of mind for the money. You know what I mean? And I take that over money any day.
Okay.
We're going to take a little quick break. Do you got anybody to be right quick?
Nah.
Okay, great.
Yeah, because I got a few more questions for you.
Yeah, I mean, my house arrest don't start till 11.
Okay, well, good. Good. All right, we're going to take another break. We're playing another song from Monty Michi. It's called Poppin'.
We lit!
Whoa. Michi. You do what you want when you poppin'. I'm the type of bitch to run his pockets. Calling all the shots, corner pocket. Yeah, I'm on the net like a locket. I've been plugged in like a socket. Yeah, smack a bitch if a bitch get out of pocket. And I'm in the hood, what's poppin'? You can get a bullet to your noggin. Pussy woman wet, yeah, it's choppin'. You ain't gotta trust, I'm not an option. Feelin' real pretty on my bone, touch my ass. She ain't chillin' in my hood if she ain't ask me. I can't be your bitch, you can never ever have me. Cut that nigga off cause he wouldn't stop nagging. Gotta wear rubber, pussy nigga can't trap. One shot and I got a bitch running like a track meet. Got my own money, so your money don't attract like niggas that's gonna leave a nigga brain on the backseat. You do what you want when you pop it. You do what you want when you pop it. You do what you want when you pop it. You do what you want when you pop it. You do what you want when you pop it. You do what you want when you pop it. You do what you want when you pop it. You do what you want when you pop it. Name in the mouth, hope I got an aftertaste. We'll take a nigga out, no dinner date. I ain't playing with these bitches, no patty cake. You know how I'm coming, no masturbate. I'm a dog, never should've let me out the cage. Y'all can have these little boys, these throwaways. I'm calling bitches out, now they feel away. You gon' take an L if I gotta get the K. Man, to me the cake, call them anime. I don't fuck with broke niggas, gotta pay to play. I'm cutting all hearts, I'm the ace of spades. I ride dick so good, make them say my name. Real bitch, no, I can never fuck a lame. I be lying to these niggas, I be running game. I own the whole road, I ain't got a lane. Same bitches ain't like me, now they wanna hang. You do what you want when you pop it. You do what you want when you pop it. You do what you want when you pop it. You do what you want when you pop it. You do what you want when you pop it. You do what you want when you pop it. You do what you want when you pop it. You do what you want when you pop it.
What's up? This your girl Queen Quinn from the new show called Next Now presents Next Up. We'll be bringing you segments like Questions from the 8 and Street Dreamer. Be sure to tune in Saturdays at 5 p.m. on Next 100 and Next 101, where we treat indies like majors. Powered by IBNX Radio Network.
Your husband was a drug dealer. For 14 years, he sold crack cocaine.
Had it planned in a dream just to stack up all this cake. All hustle, no luck, and a little bit of fate. Started off selling weed, moving on that interstate. Had them pounds for the low, straight buzz, no shake. When I started serving fiends, that's when my heart started to race. All this money coming in, getting richer, free base. Molly hard and cocaine, heroin and Percocets. Neighborhood drug man, all the junkies know me. Call me midnight, cause I don't serve in the day. All the scams died down, started serving the gate. Your mans was a rat, he was serving the jakes. Gave up the whole team, now you doing 30. It's a dirty game, you better do the dishes, nigga. In the streets, ain't no hoping, no wishing, nigga. Get a pack, bag it up, and then you flip it, nigga. Get off your ass, ain't no motherfucking sitting, nigga. Now Zed Jones, it was motherfucking written, nigga. You pray to God, man, I pray that it's smitten, nigga. Sibyllin boots pop out, then I lynch a nigga. Move wrong with the pack, you go missing, nigga. Streets cold, work jumping, and the Glock hot. Remember days we was working off a crock pot. Scrim talk, we was trapping off a hot spot. All I needed was an X6 and a laptop. CP in the new crib, nigga, that's the stash spot. Using pros to get phones, made a nigga mad hot. Investigations on the team, like we fighting mad lock. Kept the lawyer and retained a nigga, I never got locked. I don't wear designer, drive a phone call. Still working 9 to 5 and I don't trick off on broads. Stay low with your bread, you ain't gotta be a star. Ever since I met the plug, a young nigga go hard.
Your husband was a drug dealer. For 14 years, he sold crack cocaine.
Y'all know what it is, man. It's your boy Jay Thirst of the Snap Judgment Show on Next 100. Don't forget to tune in every Sunday from 7 to 9 p.m. where we also interview celebrities, artists, entrepreneurs to uplift and support our communities, everything around us. Don't forget, you already know what we got. Quote of the day. It's going to be exciting. Thirst Thoughts, where you can call in and give me your thoughts so we can sit here and try to make and uplift ourselves. And name that verse where you have a Cash App prize. Don't forget, 7 to 9 p.m.
All right, we are back, and just in case y'all want to support these artists, support the Litt Network, our Cash App is $, the Litt Network. Remember, network has no O in it, okay?
Spell that for them. That's TheLittNetwrk. Because you just can't assume that people going to, they be like, bro, I sent your money to the Litt Network. Some lighting company got it.
I definitely have seen that where people are like sending money to somewhere else.
So you gotta kind of almost play people like they a little slow, like a little short but slow,
Short but short.
Just articulate it to them so they could just get it.
And if they Cash App is busy, you can send it to me. I'll make sure they get it.
Don't do that.
Yeah, definitely don't do that.
Y'all right. Gonna end up with a book in y'all mailbox.
And a T-shirt and a bunch of unisex clothes. You and your stud girlfriend go well. You dressing like your stud boyfriend out here.
The clothes terrible. Are for the femme and the stem.
Yes.
Wow. Not the femme and the stem. That is hilarious.
Yes.
The femme and the stem.
But that's how they making a lot of clothes now. They making clothes unisex. I don't know how I feel about that. I don't want a unisex shirt. I want a shirt that only the bros could wear.
I would say that, but I happen to be wearing one. So
he said, as a unisex provider.
Right.
I don't.
So it's like a lot of shirts now have the little tail. A lot of shirts got a little, kind of got like a little extra drapery on the tail and all that.
I don't rock with that.
A lot of pleats in the shirts and flips and flat and tassels.
They lost me at skinny jeans, bro.
Yeah.
If I was skinny, I wouldn't wear skinny jeans.
Yeah, but it's crazy.
Well, skinny people
non-skinny
look
people
unattractive in skinny jeans.
They do
because they just look skinnier.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know. All they doing is just putting that European cut to everything. Now, I think I heard, like you had mentioned Puff. I heard Puff say this. This is when BET was doing like the Rip the Runway. You remember that when that was out?
Yeah.
And I heard Puff say he's trying to bring femininity into the masculine clothing line, and I was just so puzzled. Like, why? Like, why do you want to bring the feminine look into the masculine line?
You know, all right, real quick. I met Puff when Puff was still an intern at Uptown Records. Right?
Okay.
When and I'm not trying to play him. He's that's my guy. But
Wasn't he Heavy D's background dancer?
He was Father MC's background dancer.
Okay, go ahead.
He was Father MC's background dancer. So thank you, Trishelle. Trishelle says she's in queue. So when you look at where Puff came from,
right,
as far as being like an intern,
yeah,
to where he's at today,
right,
his mind has always been. He's been so far ahead of his time. When he first came out with Sean John, his thing was we're launching Sean John Women next year. It never happened because he wanted to have a level of I can never say the word.
Exclusivity.
There you go.
Exclusivity.
Oh, so everybody can say it but me? The
Yeah.
hell with y'all.
Yeah.
So he wanted to have that, you know what I mean? So he kept that kind of close to his chest, and like he never launched. I've seen prototypes. He had Sean John Furs for women. He just never launched it. He just backed away from it. So when you have somebody with that level, like him, 50, people like that, Jay, I don't question, whatever come out their mouth, I don't quit because it's obviously working. You know what I mean? So shout out to those guys.
Well, I'm sorry, I got a question when you say you want to put the feminine look into the masculine line. I just want to know, just give me a breakdown logically to understand from the fashion standpoint what you mean by that. What are you, and then what are you trying to then end result? What's your end result? What are you trying to achieve with putting the feminine twist on a masculine line?
Maybe he want to cater to like Young Thug and them.
To Nas X.
Lil Nas X.
Oh, poor guy. I knew he wasn't gonna last after that record. But go ahead. I'm sorry.
I think Lil Nas X.
So you think he's gonna come out with another record and still be hot?
No.
He did. He's made
No.
more than that song.
He made Holiday, and he coming out with 3 new songs.
What's Holiday?
He's
What's song is
still
Holiday?
Lil Nas X is still relevant.
He's not.
Holiday was a Christmas joint he made where he was like and the video was really what people was watching it for, because it was like a Santa, like you gotta watch it, Duke. I can't describe it.
All right, I'll go take a look into it.
Indescribable.
I'll go take a
Duke,
look.
I'll
into
send
it.
you the link right now.
Yeah, send it to me. I'll take a look into it. Listen, I give it up to the one hit wonders or people that just come with 1 or 2 songs or projects and just make it out of the
That's
gate.
about to be me, y'all. I want to be a one hit wonder.
Yeah, so I don't knock those people, and I don't like Lil Nas X, you know what I'm saying, or even Young Thug from wearing, if that's what you want to wear, it's just that.
It's not just in music, because Cam Newton is definitely.
Yeah, Cam Newton had a rumper on.
It's a whole lot of funny shit going on.
Right, it's just like, as a man, why would I want to put on, like for instance, I remember as a kid, my mother gave me her leggings, right, because she didn't want to go to get no thermos. It was real cold. It was colder than she expected. She wasn't prepared to dress me in layers. So when my dad was getting off from working overnight, and when he came in, we were getting ready for school, and he noticed as I'm putting my pants on, I got the leggings, and she folding them up around the ankles, and just trying to make sure that they don't show up under the pants. And he was just like, he was blown away. He was like, "Yo, what's this?" And she was like, "Well, it's cold out there. He gonna put the little leggings on or whatever, and I'm gonna figure it out or whatever, right?" Just mom trying to find a solution, but she's not looking at the fact that that's a woman's garment, right? So his logic is, why are you gonna dress him in a woman's garment, right? Her logic was, I just don't want him to be cold.
Got you.
His logic is, well, if he didn't have underwear, you're gonna put your panties on him too? Like, where does it stop? You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, what's the line? What's the hard line in the sand where he's like, okay, now we going too far? I had a young man, this was last weekend, a young lady come in. She looked like she could have been maybe a classic tomboy, maybe borderline stud or something, I'm not sure. But just off the look of her, that's just her look, right? Don't really know if that's her personality or lifestyle, but that's a look. So I cut the 2 boys. One of the boys, she was being very, very sensitive with him, right? The other kid, he had a sweater on, a hoodie, but the hoodie was a little baggy. So she had it tied up in a knot with his lower back out. And I was just like, damn. Like, you know what I'm saying? And in my mind, and the other barber saw me, he's like, "Duke, let it go." because so many times in my industry, we'll try to, pull on the coattails of women and be like, that's really not from a man's perspective, that's not appropriate. You know what I'm saying? So
it's not.
But it seems like when we do that, it's society or women or whomever don't like it. They always want to deem it toxic, and I don't think that it's toxic. I just think that you have a certain way you say, hey, we're going to do it this way, or we're just not going to do it that way. And for me,
I don't know that it's always deemed toxic all the time. Sometimes it's a mind your business atmosphere. Like, yes, she probably isn't wrong. You probably should not have your boy with a little knot, with your little belly out or whatever. But it's more so, regardless of what I'm doing, who are you?
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So it's not necessarily your job to correct me. Right. So it's the people in my life. You know what I'm saying? Maybe my father, or if I have a brother, maybe his uncle. Like, it's not you to tell me. And that's where the defense mechanism come in, because people are in a space of like, you don't know me. Who are you to talk to me? Who are you to even address me? I came for you to cut my kid's hair. Right. That's your job. Do your job. Everything else is irrelevant. Right. Now, we understand as a people, like, you know what I'm saying? Well, as a person, I feel like this, and I feel like I should step in. Men have that. I need to correct things. I need to solution. Y'all are solution-based. Y'all rationale. Y'all want to, like, jump in and be like, okay, this is wrong. Fix it. Da-da-da-da. Even when a woman comes to you and we're not necessarily asking for you to fix something, we got a caller.
Uh-oh. Go ahead on, let them tap in.
There's a caller on the line.
Caller, are you there? Caller. One more time. Say, caller, are you there?
Do. We're sorry. The number you have dialed is no longer in service. Please hang up and try your call again. Matches 430-216.
Somebody said they in queue.
What is that message, 430? Oh, they calling in? Go ahead. Have them call in.
That's the caller. I think he's trying to get it together. He trying to get him up. We gonna get the caller in.
You put him on speakerphone on the joint?
Caller is coming. The caller is coming.
All right, well, we got a call.
We'll get the caller in just a second. But
that was his personal call.
That's not his personal call. That's
a personal call. Come his girl like, baby, come on now.
That's not a personal call. Caller, we'll get to you in just a second. But either way, like I was saying, everything is not your job to fix.
Right.
Sometimes that's where we get into the society of like, why does everybody have opinion about everything? That's why the world is so opinionated. Even you having an opinion about what she's doing, you're doing the same thing that you're like, I don't want nobody to have no opinion about me. You're doing what, it may make sense. Right. But you're not obligated to have an opinion. Right. Keep your opinions to yourself.
No, but I also feel like everybody has a right to be wrong. You know what I'm saying? And the thing is, when you make a move or make a stance on something, you stand on it. You can't be upset that people don't agree with that. You know what I'm saying? It's totally fine. Like, I understand that people are going to have an opinion. If somebody was to come to me and say, and I've seen a woman do this with her daughter, because she fancied her sons. She'd dress her daughter like a boy. Now, unless a little girl, like my daughter, she's girly because her mother excites girly stuff, People around her excites girly stuff. But if I didn't and I put a hat on her and I put cornrows in her head, and I dress her in blue, and I let her get scuffed up and play rough, and I don't allow her to embrace the girly side of things, whatever that may be, right? If I just don't embrace that, then am I doing the right thing as a father? You know what I'm saying? Am I not doing the right thing as a father? I mean, they say, well, boys don't have to wear blue, girls don't have to wear pink, but we associate that color with gender, whatever the case is, until you get to a certain place in your character and be firm in it and not insecure. Now you could wear a little pink and salmon suit, or you know what I'm saying?
Once you understand what you are, then you can venture out into other things.
Well, I mean, because like for instance, would you allow? And this happened before, with an associate. Would you allow your 12, 13, 14-year-old daughter to befriend a girl that's clearly gay?
Ooh.
You feel what I'm saying? Like, and I'm not saying you could stop and dictate all your children friends, but that's just like your son. If he's hanging out with a certain crowd that like to break and enter it and like to do certain things, even your son, would you let your son befriend a gay kid? And he's like, oh, that's just my friend. You know what I'm saying? Like, we know how people operate. We know how people operate in finesse. how people, especially lesbian women, they'll befriend the hell out of you and backdoor you. You understand? Buy you all the stuff, be there when you go through your emotional moments, all that intimate, and women are nurturing naturally. Just like, you had mentioned that, who am I to speak as a barber or as a mechanic or a tradesman in a community? Who am I to speak about your child? But I've seen where women are nurture. I've seen women be like, oh, nah, Duke, you tripping. And they'll go and nurture my daughter in a certain fashion. I'm just like, I don't take it offense. I'm not saying that.
That's because you're different. Like, I'm not saying it's wrong that you're saying something. But in a sense of, if no one asks, to do it, your opinion really isn't valid in their life. So you're right. Just like, you have an opinion on her, nobody has the right to have an opinion on you. Mm-hmm. You know what I'm saying? You have the right to be like, oh, you can't talk to me, like, you have that right. But us feeling entitled to have to impede on how a person chooses to move and facet, then you have to come back to your saying, where does the line draw? You know what I'm saying? When does the opinion when do you stop your opinion? You know what I'm saying? Like you're saying, like with the leggings, the underwear, okay, so now you had an opinion about this. Now you might have an opinion about that and that and that and that and that. Where does your opinion stop?
I think, here's the thing. Opinions I think you're allowed to have your opinion, but expressing it depends, right?
Right.
I have a opinion about Dwayne Wade and his situation.
Everybody got an opinion.
You know what I mean? But at the same time, he has every right to tell us to shut the fuck. Mind our business as well.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
I can only say I don't agree with it, but who am I to agree with it? It's not my kid.
Right.
You understand what I'm saying?
Right.
I don't agree with it at all. I think a child that young I think a child of that age is too young to understand what direction in life they want to take, and I don't think you should leave it up to the child at that point. Now, you 16, 17, a little bit more, seasoned as a human being, then you go ahead and make that decision. But 10, 11, 12, like, how you know? You know what I mean?
You haven't even touched nothing.
Correct. You haven't even experimented with neither one. I would hope not.
Right.
You know what I'm saying? So how do you, I didn't agree with it. I didn't agree with them, going to the parade with them. I didn't agree with any of that, because I believe you're encouraging at that point. You're saying it's okay. But again, that's you and Gabrielle's child. Me, I would have to fight that until when you old enough to get your license and you still want to make that decision, go right ahead.
Since that's not actually Gabrielle's child, my question is, like, how does his mother actually feel?
I think I saw something about that before, and I think the mother tried to say, like, Dwayne Wade was like a little, you know what I mean? Like, there's a way he cut to the hole that the son might have seen before. She was trying to make accusations, but I don't know the temperature.
How concrete it is.
I don't know. Right? I don't know the temperature of their relationship, and if it was just something, with malintent that she was saying to try to, you know what I'm saying? Like,
well, for the subject alone, and like you said, I understand what Toni is saying, about just, who are you to tell me about my child? But I had a young mother that had me at 18, and she didn't know. It took a lot of people to intervene and say, hey, maybe you should try this and you should try that. So sometimes having somebody observing your situation from the outside looking in, they're seeing it from a different angle. You know what I mean? You're seeing it real biased. You think you think you got it down pat, and you might not. That young lady that I'm referring to, she was real young, and the kids looked like they would look. One looked mixed, one looked like a white kid, a clear, Caucasian kid.
Right.
So maybe the kids were adopted, maybe they came through foster. And sometimes if somebody doesn't teach a boy to stand up and pee, he'll sit down and pee. Now just imagine this young man coming to your house as a young lady. He's 27 years old, and y'all have an adult moment, and he's sitting down peeing every time. I mean, how do you look at that as a woman? He does all these different things. Do you then say, this realistically, we ain't got to lie about it. Do you correct him because he's a good guy?
I would probably ask the question. Like, I personally be like, why do you do it like that? And you know what I'm saying? It may be something that I may be the one that bring it to his mind. You know what I'm saying? Bring it to his forefront. But I hear what you're saying. I wholeheartedly understand what you're saying. But just playing the devil's advocate, yes, it could be great that an outsider looking in And there's a lot of people that's receptive and appreciative of, there's a lot of people who believe there's a village that raises the children.
That's a fact.
But there's a lot of people that don't. And you don't know who the person that we're projecting our opinions on, how they feel about it.
So when the kid goes to, let's say for instance.
It's not my business.
Well, I'm just saying,
if a parent makes a child go another way, that's probably not the right
that's
way.
that's not what I'm about to say. You already pre-assuming you know what I'm about to say.
I was ready.
What I was saying was, if you're a teacher and that kid is in your class, do you correct it, or do you say, I'm just here just to teach? I'm not here to.
Yeah, no, you don't. In my opinion, sorry, John. In my opinion, you don't. If it's something that's taught at home, if it don't got nothing to do with addition or subtraction, you stay away from it.
It depends, because I used to be a daycare teacher. So as a daycare teacher, yes, those are some things you can correct because you're teaching social skills. When they're in kindergarten, first and second grade, it's not for you to correct, because then it comes that line of like, what are you doing with the child? You know what I'm saying? There's a different type of a barrier that you have to cross. Like, why were you paying attention? Why was you in the bathroom, my child? But when you, like, I used to be a 2-year-old teacher, and that was my job, to potty train. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
Like, I have to show the boys, you got to stand up, you got to hold yourself, you got to do this. I have to show the girls, sit down, do this, make sure you wipe yourself.
Right,
I got to change the pull-ups, the accidents, and all that stuff. That's my job at that point. But for the kids that don't go to daycare, it's up to the parents. And if the parents teach them something different, then by the time they hit kindergarten, first and second grade, it's really nothing you could do.
I think as a society, we can, again, I think we can have our opinions, but I think you can have a silent opinion, right? Because nobody, I don't care who you are, nobody wants nobody to have an opinion on their parenting.
Right.
Nobody wants anybody to don't tell me how to raise mine. That's what everybody say, right? Don't tell me how to raise mine.
Right.
But at the same time, you say it's weird. It's a double-edged sword, because you say it take a village, but only if we agree with you.
Right.
You feel what I'm saying? So but we live in different times, man. We live in different. These kids is different, and it's just a whole different ball game. Kids ain't like they was.
Well, I think that because I think what happens in life, when you financially get to a certain place, when your money is at a certain place, you don't need the assistance of the village as much.
That's a fact.
You make yourself believe that. You make yourself believe that. So, if me and you have a child, we don't need, Uncle Sean no more. You know what I'm saying? To watch him. So when you watch him, then that gives you the automatic, or you feel comfortable to say, hey, maybe I need to do this with Lil Duke.
Right.
But if you don't watch him and I never need you, you really don't have that open door to tell me about Lil Duke. If you really don't see him as much, and when you do see him as on holiday moments, you really don't have that open door to tell me about Lil Duke. But if you got to watch Lil Duke on the weekends, and Grandma got to watch him, and then Uncle, and now you have that village tagging in for Lil Duke, and then my sister, and then all the little grands, and all, now they have an open door to tell you about your child.
I believe anybody can tell me whatever you want. I'm going to take everything with a grain of salt. I think we need to stop getting so offended when people say something sometimes too, because you could tell me, thank you, I appreciate your opinion, but at the end of the day, I'm going to do what I'm going to do. Thank you, sir. I appreciate you. Thank you for your concern, but I got me. Have a great day. Cut a hair and let's go on somewhere. But anyway, we got to go ahead and wrap up the show. Let the people know.
Man, that was fast, man. You got to come back, man. I enjoyed good conversation with you.
Let the people know where they can follow you on social media, get your books, get your clothes, get ready for this production that you got going on, so we can have the red carpet event, because she's going to look cute, okay? But let the people know where they can find you and keep up with you.
Facebook is, I believe it's just author Sean Wright. Instagram will be author_matic. It's not Arthur. I hate when people call me Arthur. It's not my name.
What a wonderful kind of day.
So it's Author, AUTHOR, which is my profession, not my name. Author_matic, and then the clothing line is at Pretty Rough Apparel. I'm on Twitter at IWriteYouRead. That's EYEWRIGHT, the letter U, READ. IWriteYouRead. And people are saying, a few people trying to call in. There's no phone?
Sorry, y'all. We're having technical difficulties.
Yeah, we having some problems. We got to pay our Cricket, our Boost Mobile.
But yeah, so that's how you can follow me. I mean, I'm a social media. You'll catch me everywhere but Twitter, for real. Twitter just moved too fast for me. It's just too much going on. But yeah, Facebook and Instagram.
And you're on Clubhouse as well?
No.
I'm sorry,
I
you're
see what
not.
you did there.
You're not. You got to get your iPhone 7.
Right.
Being
Yeah.
a hater.
Right.
Yeah, but now we got to start from the bottom, bro.
Yeah,
Like it's
yeah.
definitely a great platform to connect
definitely.
and link with people.
Clubhouse, please give Duke a check. Please. Because he done
Also-
spent 20 minutes.
Also, really quick, be on the lookout for my 2 new books that drop on Inauguration Day because I didn't want nothing to deal with Trump. So on January 20th, which is 2 days, we have
Yes, January 20th. It's a special day.
It is a special day. That's why I held off. January 20th, we have a Gangster's Bloodline 1, Heir to the Throne, and a Gangster's Bloodline 2, a Boss Bitch's Destiny, both dropping on Amazon at midnight on the 20th. I'm sorry, on the 20th. So we got 48 hours, and that's what's popping off. We got Beyond the G in production right now. It's gonna be like the dopest series out, and I'm not just saying that because I wrote it. It's really, really dope. It's so dope. I took it from being a one-off movie, and I broke it down into a series because I think the audience like to binge watch, and I know me, like with Power, like I can't wait till Friday. So I want people to have that same energy when it comes to Beyond the G.
Okay.
All right.
Cool. Before we close out, do you have any platforms you plan on putting and streaming your productions on?
I have a 10-year relationship with Amazon, so I'm leaning towards Amazon Prime
Gotcha.
right now, because I just already have a relationship with them. Netflix is a little bit more difficult.
That's what I've been hearing.
Yeah, Netflix, might give you 50 hoops to jump through, and like, it's not that I don't have the patience to do. I don't have the patience for it. I'm be honest with
Well,
you.
sometimes you got another avenue where you can get
Right.
your stuff on. You just take the the easier, I guess, the less hassle-free route.
I'll shop them to both, but I believe that because I'm a proven product with Amazon already over the past 10 years. They made so much money with me. I think that'll be the easiest way to go.
I got you.
All
Good
right.
stuff, man.
Well, once again, thank everybody from tuning in. Shout out to Sean for coming in and
I
vibing with us.
appreciate y'all having me for real.
Yes, and always remember, today, tomorrow, always stay living in today's time because...
Before I say it, shout out to my daughter, Braylon Simone Desdoon. Her birthday is January the 20th. She'll be 7. And my birthday is the day after, January the 21st. I'll be 37.
7 and 37.
And
that's a lucky time. Yeah, that's a lucky
And shout out
time.
to Kiso. I have a roast this Saturday, so y'all show up at Greenlight at Uptown Comedy Corner in Apeville. And, pray for me. And, appreciate everybody for tuning in. Thank you, Sean.
No
Thank
doubt.
you, Johnny. And this is Duke Desdoon, the Litt Netwrk. We lit!
Yeah. It's lit. It's lit. Yeah. Yeah. Hey. Yeah, it's lit. It's lit. It's lit. And like it ain't lit. L-I-T-T. L-I-T-T. And like it ain't lit. Yeah, it's lit. It's lit. It's lit. It's lit. And like it ain't lit. L-I-T-T. L-I-T-T. And like it ain't lit. Yeah, we 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 lit. It's lit. Cut the radio up. Grab the phone when the live on. This the latest station in the nation. Get your mind blown. Monday from 9/11, causing hectic 9/11. You ain't heard about from word of mouth. Come here, let me tell you. Got Toni on the mic, good celebrity at ATL, and we got Duke plus my dog Omar as well. It's a lituation every time you cut the station on. It's the Litt Netwrk here, but we taking off.